YouTube, what's going on, guys? Bushcraft hippie. I'm out in the woods. I am going to be going out today for a day trip. Just gonna spend lunch and maybe dinner out in the woods and get a little recording done. I just got done spending 5 days at a friend's house, and I had some videos already loaded to YouTube but not released, so I was able to release a couple videos while I wasn't recording. But I'm really happy to get back out and start recording again. I'm out here today. The first thing I want to show you guys, I'm going to make just this quick video before I really hike in. I'm maybe 5 minutes on the hiking trail that brings me to my solo camping spot, which I'm going to be going to today. So once I get there, I'm going to be kind of doing some new tarp and tent setups and some different gear testing. But I wanted to do this video today just to kind of show you guys my pack and give it a review and show you guys what I keep in it just from the day to day. So I will show you guys. I've talked about it. I'm sure you guys have seen it if you've seen some of my videos. I just recently picked this up. It is attached to this tree apparently. This is a detachable pack. It just came off. It uses these two clips here. I've already detached a few times today, so I just kind of had it loosely on there. But this is a 55-liter military rucksack. It's called a MOLLE pack because of these detachable MOLLE sacks here. There's 3 detachable packs. There's this big one here that goes on the back. These 2 little ones that can pretty much go anywhere on this pack. Depending on what I'm doing and what I'm carrying, I will switch them up. Today I've got my sleeping mat stuck on the side. It's a pretty big one, but it's all season and it's super comfortable. So I'll break it open and I'll stick this aside. It's pretty heavy for today. It's not as heavy as I've had it packed in the past, but it is definitely packed full. We'll break her open. So I'm just going to take it out as I get it. This green sack is and it will always be my extra clothing. Inside here I have, this is basically a pair of snow pants that don't have a lining in them. And they're kind of like your Bear Grylls survival pants. They're waterproof, really heavy duty. And I bring them with me just in case. For night times too, it's good because you're going to get good protection from the warmth. I've got an extra pair of socks. I've got this, I don't even know where I got this. Like I got this from Lost and Found. It was going to be thrown out. It's from the Marine Corps. It's just like some kind of stretchy material. What does it say here? It doesn't even say what it's made out of. That's a little scary. But this is from the Marine Corps. It's a small, so it fits me really slim. But it's a really good extra shirt, and it packs to almost nothing. It's really lightweight. And I've also got an extra pair of socks and a pair of shorts that are that same material. These shorts dry really easy. They're really comfortable too. I actually really like wearing these. And these are a pair of smart wool socks. They just keep my feet warm. They're nice. And it all stuffs away right back in here. See if I can not get leaves in with my clothing. That would be nice. And I don't always use my extra clothing. It's just more in case of emergency. Sometimes I like to use the extra socks. And this is kind of a bandana, or it could be used to filter water, which is another reason I put it in there. And sometimes I don't even, I like to say I bring these with me all the time, but sometimes this is something I could sacrifice. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, but it is kind of heavy. So depending on what I'm doing. Just for today and for nights in the summertime that I'm going to go spend just one night. And this isn't the actual blanket that I use, but this one is actually kind of a little smaller. It's wool, pink wool. Yes, it's like a light purple or pink, but it's super heavy duty, and I don't mind getting it dirty. And I have like 4 or 5 of these. They're made from LL Bean, and they're not cheap actually, which is, I keep saying they're cheap. These things are cheap, but they're really not. But what's good about LL Bean is if they ever get destroyed, you can take them back and they will give you a brand new one. So lifetime guarantee on all their stuff. Inside here is my big blue tarp. I use it as a ground mat, and in emergency situations, if it got really hairy scary, I would use this tarp as my shelter tarp. But as you can see, this is a really cheap, this is like an $8 tarp. You can get it on Amazon. It's a 9x12, and I just literally just ordered the cheapest tarp I could find. The reason being is it just, you know, it's good to have some big, hefty, I mean, it's cheap, but it's hefty. It'll get the job done. You know, it's not going to withstand too many pokes with a stick, but I like it. So that's the main pack here. It's got a little pouch in the back here. This could be used for a camelback bladder, and there is this little hole which you can put a tube through, so that's cool. But I really don't like carrying camelback pouches. I don't know why. I just don't. And inside here is just a grate. So what that does is supports my back, keeps stuff from poking me, and it makes a nice little, fits in there nice. So when I pack things in, I always put my tarp down first. It makes a nice base, and it's probably the last thing I'm ever going to need. I've got other tarps that I use that are more accessible. I shove this big old blanket in there. And I don't always bring this blanket. I've got better blankets. But for today, I'm going to be going and just relaxing. More of a picnic than it is really a bushcraft outing. I'm not going to be staying overnight, I don't think. But if I do, it keeps me warm. And it's extremely comfortable, which is why I like it. My clothes will just kind of shove right on top here. Now, things that I would interchange is the blanket could be interchanged for my 4 Seasons sleeping bag. And I say it's 4 Seasons, I really don't think that's the technical term, mostly because the sleeping bag is designed for 10-degree weather. So in the middle of the summer, it's going to be really hot trying to use my sleeping bag, which I will if I have to, but I'd rather use a blanket. And I like to joke around with my friends and say I'm a pioneer and I use a blanket instead of a sleeping bag, but there's been times where I've brought the sleeping bag and it's really saved my skin. I live in the most northeast part of the United States, and even in the summertime you can be surprised. You can go camping and it can get pretty cold. I went camping, I think it was 70, 80 degrees during the day. We were walking around having a blast. That night it dropped down to 30 degrees and it started snowing. One of my friends had a really cheap sleeping bag, and he just had shorts and flip-flops. And luckily I had extra blankets, and he was able to not die, so that was great. This is a Patagonia Nano Down. I think I would consider this like a base layer. And the reason I like this, I hiked in with this, but it's starting to get really warm. So what I like to do is you take this pocket, it's your breast pocket, you flip it inside out, and all of this actually stuffs into the pocket, and it makes a really nice little, get ready for it, really nice little pillow. Dun, 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 dun. It was actually designed to do this. This isn't something I just came up with, but it's pretty cool. And when I'm like hanging in my little cheap hammock, or if I'm gonna spend the day laying on the ground, this little thing here will be really comfortable. So I got a few things in here. I have a tin. This was for jasmine tea. There is some jasmine tea in here, but there's also all sorts of cooking stuff. I have a little baggie of some jerky to munch on. I have some tea bags. I have my multi-utensil. I have a little thing of olive oil, and I have some rice and some quinoa in here. So this is actually packed really tight, and it's kind of, I don't know, I want to say it's waterproof, but this lid isn't the best lid in the world, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's not waterproof. Got an extra thing of Poland Spring water, heat for my alcohol stove, Nalgene with my cooking pot, cooking cup, and I just have one of these quick ready meals by Pace. I don't know, I've never really heard of this brand before, but I have a local store. They don't have them around, but only in my area. It's called Martin's, and they get stuff, and they sell it really cheap and discounted. And this was $1, and I picked up like 20 of these. So this is like a lunch. You could probably eat it for dinner if you had to. I'd probably eat 2 for dinner. And I'm gonna try them out. And for $1, you really can't go wrong with that. They're not as big as some of the dehydrated meals I see people use, but it is a pouch, and it's all ready to eat. You just gotta heat it up. So I'm liking that. And the last thing I have shoved in this secondary big pouch is just my my little notebook. In here I write notes, different ideas for videos and what I'm gonna do for the day. So it's always good to be able to write notes. Inside this top pouch, I have, this is kind of like my free pocket. I always have my medic kit in here, which is inside this green pouch. In the top is the med kit, and then in here is a bag with some twine and some rope that I found and recycled. And it's just kind of extra stuff in case I need it. I always have my paracord, but it's good to have some extra like little rope. Just for detail stuff and for tarp work. And inside this pocket I also keep a charger for, I have a police flashlight, and it's good to have a wall charger for that, just in case I'm at a friend's house or something. I have my wallet and my keys, and it's also a good place to put my phone once I'm in the woods and I'm not using my phone. And it's just kind of my go-to pocket. If you know I need to keep something safe for a second, I know it's going to be in there, that's where I keep it. And these little pouches, like I said, they can detach and they can go anywhere you want, so that's really interesting. On this little side pouch that I have, another detachable molly pouch. This one has all my fire starting stuff. I keep a little waterproof, this used to have hummus in it, but I like to keep all my fire starting stuff in there. I have birch bark, fat wood, some goat's beard, just different fire starting tinders. And inside here I have my tin with my char cloth inside a bag, that way it can't get moist, because the tin, I've been told, will not keep your char cloth dry on its own. I have my Bear Grylls fire starter. I have my little alcohol stove that I'm going to be testing out today. This is Bargo Titanium Triad series, and some from home, it's basically a from home bird's nest. Ooh, and the bugs just found out I'm here, so they're starting to eat me up. The last little bit of kit is all going to be in here, and I'm going to go quick with it. On this side I have a strap that comes out, and it can attach to the top here, or it can attach to the sides or the back here. If it attaches to the back, it turns it to a fanny pack. If it attaches to here, it turns it into kind of a sling pouch. Underneath that I also have 50 feet of paracord wrapped up and stuffed in the bottom. And this side I have, this is all attached together. There is a compass on some paracord, just a normal compass. This little carabiner that attaches to just a kind of a cheap pair of scissors, and that's electrical tape. I also have my knife in here, just a little Timberline Tactical. It's not a fixed blade, but I love this blade. I would trust my life with it. And I also have a thing of chapstick. It's good to have chapstick, always. Inside the 2 main pouches, I have my tarp, which I've gone over with you guys. It's a 5x7 nylon tarp. It's a nice little piece, and I got it for $6. I also have another 50 feet of paracord, so in here is 100 feet of paracord. I have my work gloves, like I said, and we'll pop it open and just look, because I don't want to miss anything, because I know that I probably will. Aha! I have my flashlight and a little extra thing of some food. This is like survival food. Red beans and rice, all dehydrated stuff, easy to cook. But that's pretty much everything I keep in my pack. Enough, I could use everything here. Maybe strap my axe on, and I could survive for 3 or 4 days with the food, with the water, and with the supplies I have. Other than the food and water, I could probably survive indefinitely off most of this stuff. Give or take, add a sleeping bag minus like one of my blankets or something. But I really hope you guys enjoyed me showing what was in my pack. And it changes from trip to trip, as you guys know. I mean, every one of you, has a backpack that you use, and I'm sure you don't keep the same things in it every time. So, I am gonna go hike in the woods now, off into the great woodlands. I probably have another half hour, 45 minutes of walking in the woods, but I'm gonna get to my spot, my campsite, and I'm gonna test some stuff out. So look forward to that video, and I appreciate you guys watching this one. Like and comment down below, and have a wonderful day. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace out, friends.